Today, President Donald Trump will sign 2 executive orders cracking down on unfair trade deals, according to senior White House officials. The first order will research and point out trade abuses that add to the U.S. trade deficit and examine our trade practices with other countries like China, Mexico, and Canada. The second order will address non-payments of anti-dumping and anti-subsidy duties on imports. Governor Huckabee, the president has previously vowed to rip up NAFTA, also withdrew from the Trans-Pacific Partnership. What does this do? Because this is a small step, maybe not a baby step, but a smaller one.
But it is a step, and that's a fulfillment of a campaign promise. You can't just go in the first month and say, okay, all of our trade policies are going to be different. So what he's doing, he's taking a step at a time. And the first thing he's doing, he's asking Commerce to take a look at every relationship we have with every country on the globe, find out who's cheating us, who isn't, what kind of numbers those produce, and then you have a better handle on what to do. So he's doing exactly the right thing by, rather than just taking a chainsaw and going through and cutting down the forest, he's surveying the trees to see which ones are diseased, and then we'll go pruning.
Caitlin, do you think that China is the target here? Again, President Trump meeting with Xi Jinping next week.
Yeah.
I think White House officials say China isn't the target, but...
Well, that meeting is going to be very significant. Talking about fulfillment of campaign promises, being tough on China. Some of the trade policies he's advocated wouldn't exactly squeeze China the way that they had talked about, for example, withdrawing from TPP. But I also think if you look at the political atmosphere, he very much needs to kind of turn the page here, right? Get back to some of the messages that he was talking about for the past 2 years, and really get back to what he said he would do.
Really quickly, I want to listen to Sean Spicer, Kevin, because he actually addressed the visit with Xi Jinping yesterday.
I think this is an opportunity for President Trump to develop a relationship in person with President Xi. He's spoken to him on the phone a few times. But we have big problems, and I mean everything from the South China Sea to trade to North Korea. There are big issues of national and economic security that need to get addressed. And I think there's going to be a lot on the table when it comes to that over the 2 days that they will talk.
And Kevin, I want to move on to, because in terms of trade, China's one issue, and the governor can get in here as well. But yesterday, the Wall Street Journal reported on the draft proposal about NAFTA and what the Trump administration is going to do with that. Trump administration signals it would seek mostly modest changes to NAFTA. In fact, they would keep the arbitration panel that lets the countries involved circumvent the court system in civil cases, and that was something at least conservatives wanted to see changed.
Yeah.
Now, this is a draft, but again, this draft on NAFTA is not nearly as tough as some people expected it to be.
No, it's not. You see it come back from the political rhetoric of the campaign trail, and you've actually seen it come from all sides. I mean, we haven't seen Wilbur Ross really come out and attack NAFTA that he did before the election happened, right? So I think it's really nice to see kind of everybody coming back around, because we do have great relationships with Mexico as well as Canada, and so you've seen all of us come together in that regard. But when we go, I just wanted to make a quick point on the Chinese situation. We actually fined ZTE, a Chinese company, for selling American technology to Iran in defiance of the sanctions. So we are definitely focusing in on the Chinese relationship we have here, and they admitted to wrongdoing, and you can barely see that happen. So I didn't want to lose that point, because that is something that, you know, not only is this administration walking the walk, they're talking the talk. So they came out with that huge fine against China.
It was the largest fine ever.
Yeah.
Ever. And it was significant. Now, the result is ZTE is now saying they're going to make huge investments in building plants in America, manufacturing, putting thousands of Americans to work. So, you know, I mean, just the very presence of Donald Trump at the White House has already resulted in a significant sense in which the stage has been cleared and the new sets are being built.
And I'll point out that those uncollected dumping penalties that one of these executive orders is going to analyze, it's close to $3 billion, so it's not a drop in the bucket.